All right, and we're back. All right, so I should be talking to TJ a little more in a minute. I think he's gonna call me. He said in about a half an hour. He said that when we ended the show. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm glad that we could talk it out and talk to each other. I mean, there's no reason we can't do that ever. Um, you know, but yeah, Christina was she's making some fan requirements because Christina makes the rules here. If you all haven't figured that out, all right, I'm pretty sure you have by now. Christina makes all the rules. Christina is king. Christina is my queen. She's the boss. Okay, so Christina said the truth. She said that dude was a big fan, right? Talking about the Mike guy. Um, she just said next time you should buy me two meals. She said next time the requirements are you buy me two meals, right? You donate an ample amount. She said be the biggest fan, be the ultimate fan. You should get the obsessed Batman uh what is it? The subscription as well. I think it's like $50 too. That would go towards my check. But yeah, like I said, we have membership levels here. Um, like I said, man, I had like 20 plus members, but it was all, I guess, a design because they were giveaways. That one of them trolls came over here and did a giveaway for memberships, and then basically they just act like they don't want to pay for anything and can't pay for the membership. So then, and I mean, it was all basically, I mean, in my opinion, it was all a planned thing, right? And it was to try to, like I said, stop me like every attempt they've made, and hopefully keep me from. They were hoping to keep me from my check, and they were thinking somehow if they pull back all the memberships for some reason that I wouldn't have gotten that $200 bonus at that time, which I did. Like I said, I've been successful with this. I've been successful with pretty much everything I've ever done in any venture I've embarked on. Um, but that's not why I do this. It's just in the midriff that I'm in right now. The only way to succeed is to get some donations from the public. It's just the truth. The only way to make it right now is to get support from the public. See, that's the thing, man. Sometimes everything isn't in your hands. Sometimes you're not in control, and I'm okay with that. I'm not really okay with it, but I've had enough experience with it, especially with my walk with God, that I understand it and like it is what it is. It's all right. But I could say one thing confidently: it sure would be nice to get some fan support, man. It's just like I said, it's the sacrifice you make. I get a lot less fan support now, next to none, because I stood up to all these fake people. Like I said, if I was fake like them and I was fake and catty with them, they would support me financially a little bit, probably. But I refuse to be that. I refuse to be fake. I refuse to do what y'all do. I've never been like that. And I'll never be like that. I never compromise my integrity or my morals or my principles. Never. I don't have a price tag. I am priceless. Real talk. That's why people know like money doesn't move me either. You could offer me $80 million. If it's something out of my moral compass, it's something weird that I don't want to do, I'm for sure not going to even listen to you. I'm going to tell you to scram and get out my face, right? But Christina's right. That boy was a fan. That dude is a fan. He's a mega fan. And that's what you should focus on, is being a fan. You know what I mean? I think that's a great idea. I think you did a good job removing all your videos. I think you should have never put them up to begin with. She said we could do an interview. It has to be a minimum of an hour, right? That was my whole point, honey. I'm like, why does someone waste? That was a waste, bro. You wasted over $200 in gas and you paid for a hotel. That's crazy, man. That was all money you could have donated to me. See what I'm saying? And then you could have been like, hey, yo, when I get the money together, I gotta get a chance. I'll come out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I could have gotten more bicycle inventory right now with that. I wouldn't have used it for that. If I was donated a couple $100 today, if I got like a grand a day, I'd immediately hop on the Greyhound. Honestly, that's probably what I'd do. I'd hop on the Greyhound and I'd go to Austin. Just being honest, I would just try to manually figure it out because either way, it would be an exciting trip. It'd be fun. It'd be exciting. You know, it'd be interesting and it would give me the opportunity. I'm not saying I'd do it right away, but I'd do it pretty soon. I would plan it and figure it all out. You know what I mean? Like, try to get some money moving this next month, hopefully a little bit, and I'd be on the road, man. That's what I need, bro. I need at least a grand. I gotta have that at least somehow. If not, at least a couple of thousand somehow. But if I had a grand, at least 1,000, I think I could make it all happen. I think I could go to Austin and manually be able to put it together. And the thing is, I mean, I just give TJ all the credit, a lot of credit, because for him to do that, that means that, I mean, I was kind of wrong. I can admit when I'm wrong. I mean, I wasn't really wrong. Like I did believe him, I am, trusting him, but that means that he's really for real about what he's talking about. So maybe we could put it together, dude. You know what I mean? I just don't want it to be where we're arguing or losing our temper. I don't want that. You know what I mean? That's just not a good situation, period. But I don't think it would be like that. I think we're completely straight. But that means, I mean, I think he's serious about everything he's saying. I think we could put it together. So that might be a move that we can make, is get me up to Austin at some point, because it's to expand, man. It's just about trying to expand. It's about trying to expand on everything that's already been built, right? Expand our reach, expand this business, and it would be kind of higher quality content because we'd be in Austin. Thank you, honey. Cool. That works perfect. But yeah, like I said, right now I really need the public to donate, really need some real support. And yeah, I mean, that's what I said. I'm like, dude, homeboy spent $200 plus in gas, man. That was all money he could have donated to me. All money he could have donated to me. He could have had me, like, bro, do you know what I could do with a couple $100 right now? So that's the thing. I don't care if people judge me or try to call me out my name or say something funny to me. I don't care what people think, because I never have, but especially now, because I just came out of what I came out of, what we described on this last show. It's all the facts. And at the end of the day, I've got everything. Like, I've created everything. Like, that's the thing. I built the infrastructure. You have to be a genius to do this. I mean, I built the entire infrastructure to be Batman and do this by myself if need be. Now I just need the funds. That's where the crowdfunding comes in, the investing. We need investors, we need supporters, we need sponsors. We have to have that, though. That's not like a maybe thing. We have to have it. That was my whole point. It's like they're all just sitting there. They want to watch me, but they don't want to show any support. Can't nobody do anything like that, man. If you want content, you got to pay to support it, man. I mean, it's just the truth. This isn't me. This is just how it works. I mean, without the funding, what can I do for you? I give you the same content over and over again. So that's how they do things. That's why they're okay with that. I'm not okay with that. We're trying to, we always progress, man. That's why you see me. I try to basically make it happen and manually put it together and make sure that I progress. I take risks. I take the chance to advance. That's why I put the money into this bicycle. It's over $200 plus bike, right? If not, well, I would have some money right now, right? I'd have a little bit more, right? I'd have what I need. If I hadn't paid the phone bill, I'd have what I need. But guess what? I got to pay it because I got to run this business. That's the thing. You make sacrifices when you're running a business. When you're doing something that's for a purpose to help other people, you got to make sacrifices. Not the kind Illuminati does. Don't do that. But, sacrifices for yourself, meaning you have to struggle and, sacrifice something you may need literally or want to try to get somewhere. I did that, because I believe in myself and I believe in what I do. I believe in this and being Batman that much. I truly do. I'm willing to take any chance. I'm willing to do anything because I believe in this. But everything I described to him is the truth. It's what it's for. And that's the thing, man. It's just crazy how they give the dude who did what he did to Austin Metcalf, a coward, they give him over $250,000 immediately. And I'm sure he's gotten way more because he shows up in the nicest suit money can buy, right, to court, right? Probably not the best money can buy because they have bad taste, but they gave him a nice suit, put him in a nice suit. He goes to court. He got rewarded for doing something heinous, disgusting, and despicable. But the guy who's righteous, this is why I want to point it out and why I open my mouth and talk about it. It has to be talked about. It's not about just money, it's about the principle of the matter. In the Bible, did the people support Jesus or did they support Barabbas? Barabbas, and Barabbas was what? A complete criminal, like, the worst kind ever. Okay? And they supported him. They didn't like Jesus. Why? Because they hated the truth. So I want to make the comparison. I want people to understand this is why I do what I do. It's to show the public and exemplify that I walk the walk, that what I'm saying is all in hand. It's all true. I'm not just talking. This is the truth. What I'm claiming to be is not a claim. It's something I've proven. Who I am is the truth. I am the truth, the way, and the light. I've said that. That was my slogan on here for decades. You can ask anybody. I had people trying to steal it from me, right? One of them stole me saying I'm the master of truth and logic or something along those lines. They tried to make a tour over it. It flopped. They all get their karma. Here, I think TJ texted me. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, TJ, for coming on the show. Here, let me tell him I'm live again. Hold on. So, yeah, I just text TJ. But like I said, man, it's all real, man. It is what it is. It's all happening. I know that I'm on a biblical walk. I know I'm on a biblical journey. My life path is just hard, man. It's probably the hardest out of anybody, and I picked it. It makes sense. It makes sense that I would be the one that picks it. The impossible life path. That's what I picked. So, no, it's not that I'm doing anything wrong. It's that I'm doing everything right, and it's just me. What I do right is not going to make sense in other people's eyes because they haven't been through what I've been through. They're not walking my life path. They're not walking my walk. If they're not doing what I'm doing and they're not in my shoes, how are they going to understand me? I don't care if people judge me. I get judged falsely every day. I've been judged falsely my entire life. People are going to judge. I don't mind. I mean, I judge too, because it's necessary for my survival. But, I don't mind that. But I want to paint the perspective so that people can understand the truth of what's happening here and everything that's happened. And that's why I'm coming out and trying to speak on as much as I can. It's difficult to even remember or difficult to include everything. It's difficult to talk about everything. But, at the end of the day, Christina makes the rules. She always will. Over here regarding me, always will. Oh, that looks like a Himalayan crystal. Huh. That's kind of cool. What the hell? Like I said, I'm just kind of chilling today, man. I don't have anything specific going on. I can't because I need what I need right now, Like I said, we're trying to get this going, man. We're trying to get by, bro. I mean, I just really got to have some help from the public, bro. I'm just being honest. It's not even a question anymore because I've been waiting for so long trying to get this put together. I'm doing the best I can. I work hard as hell. But yeah, Batman needs an off day. There's a couple of things that I need right now. So hopefully people will come through, man. Hopefully some people will hear me. Oh, I know God hears me and, hopefully God will answer my prayers. He normally does, truthfully. I don't forget that God is there for me. I don't forget when people are there for me. But yeah, Christina makes the rules, and I think those rules make sense. I think there needs to be some respect, especially from the so-called fans, whether they're disgruntled or confused fans or not. I think that they need to come correct. And like I said, the guy was all right. I mean, we talked, we got along. He was cool. He was all right. It wasn't, all bad. It's just, that's my thing. It's like they're being influenced by people who are just dragging them down. And I just never understood that, man. It's like, listen, you're trying to make it too, like anybody. How do you have time to sit there and be jealous and envious of me and not want to see me win when we're in the same boat? The only reason we're not is that I don't do what you do. You clearly have ties to an illegal underground organization called the Red Triangles, and I'm the guy who's trying to get them all put in prison and hold them accountable, right? And I mean, like, it's not like that's my goal. I'm just trying to hold people accountable who did things towards me. Like I said, I'm winning just by existing. I'm already winning. They're fully exposed. That's why they're all so mad and upset and disgruntled all the time. you know? So at the end of the day, it's just a matter of, you know, I got to get fans supporting. Like, if people are going to donate, I need it right now, because right now is when I'm doing my routine and when I need the money so I can get what I need to get. It's just sad, man. It's sad that things are so hard. I don't get it. They say it gets its darkest before the dawn. I get it, but man, bro, this is sad, man. It's crazy. I mean, because I'm making money. I'm just trying to get to my check. My check's already made. You know what I'm saying? When it comes around like next month, I should be able to get things put together. I always have everything coming, everything planned, everything moving. But I don't even have to plan it. It just puts itself together. But next month, things should get better, but I got to get there, And I don't understand this playing games with my finances, with my bank account. I really don't. Because people know what they do, and they know they all doing it on purpose on here. It's not the public. It's just these people that are always on here. But I mean, you're right, honey. I mean, they should be paying me. If they're going to do an interview, they should do it right. Like I said, you're going to put a video out, you should put that one out of the interview, man. And you know what was so weird? He was like trying to like get closer to me and stand next to me. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, this dude ain't that slow, is he? I was like, he don't really think, because he actually told me that they sent him there and told him to actually do something, like to do something towards me. Who does that? Who tells you that? Who acts like that? And I was in my mind, I'm like thinking like he would like try to get closer to me at like an angle. I'm like, this dude ain't that slow, is he? Like, he don't really think that he's capable of doing anything to me, right? I hope you're not that slow, bro. Like, bro, you're like 3 feet tall, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you could try your hardest and you still wouldn't succeed. You'd still fail. Like, I would have just looked at you and laughed, real talk, and just filmed it. Like, come on, bro, you got to stop that nonsense. Like, no, you have to be nice because reality set in, right? I mean, come on, bro. Like, this is the valley too. People kind of have my back down here. Honestly, I heard a reading, a download that said somebody told him to stay away or something like that. So I don't know if that's what it's about. I don't know if people down here might have stood up for me and gotten in touch with him and said, don't come back here. I don't know. I have no idea, bro. But I can tell you right now, I bet you there's, I got angels that watch over me. I bet you God sent some people to say, hey, listen, you need to back up off of him. You feel me? People support me out here, man. I don't even realize it half the time, but they do. People support my cause and what I stand for and what I do. I'm a one of a kind, man. Like I said, I don't try to get people on my side. I actually go out of my way to have everybody not like me. If you haven't noticed, it's just my character. It's how I am. If I wanted to be nice to everybody, super nice guy, I could be. I do try to be. I try to be respectful. I try to show nothing but love, and I think I do a good job, and I think I do it. But I'm just saying, I don't try to be the most likable guy all the time because that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to be a man. I'm here to do what I need to do and fulfill my purpose. I'm not the type of guy that you have to like, but you're going to respect me. And I'm trying to work on that too. Because I'm not here for everyone to like. I don't care. I'm not going to work on people liking me. They either like me or they don't. But, you know, just to the people who deserve it, I want to make sure we get along. So, yeah, I'm glad TJ and I had that conversation today. I think it was very necessary. And we're just, that way we'll be on the same page. I'm trying to get to, honey, I'm trying to get in touch with Charles Wofford as well, Charles and Shelley Wofford. Like I said, I have these social media networks. I just use them for marketing, so don't ever worry about that. I just use it all for marketing, and I use it to promote my videos. That's all I do. I have full receipts to show this, and I'm trying to get in touch with them, but they haven't answered. There's another honk from the frontage. So I told you, I mean, it's a big deal. It's becoming a pretty big deal down here, and they're recognizing me when I'm not even in the bat suit. That's the funniest part of it. So it all has a purpose and a place, man. You feel me? But like I said, I'm actually a pretty humble guy, and I've never asked for nothing. I never expected anything. I'll ask the public to help me with money right now, yes, because it makes sense. That's why I do it. We all came on here. People said they came on here for me, literally. But I came on here and I thought that we all came on here to make money. Donations is the main part of the game, and it's something we're trying to explain to the public because the public doesn't know what the hell we're talking about. It's a YouTube thing, YouTube terminology. This YouTube culture is different. It takes time to figure it out. It's a little bit different than reality, sadly. But, here we make videos, we make content, and then people are able to support our content and what we do. There's something called donations. That's why that Cash App is in the bottom left-hand corner. You go to my community tab, you have a Venmo, and you have a PayPal. Right? And if you need another means of donating, let me know somehow. I have a Zelle, I believe, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, I got to get people involved, man. I got to get some support. And I wish we could get a lot of support. I wish that somehow money would just start flowing in. I could see it happening with everything that God has told me is coming. I don't know, man. Today I got downloads that were like, "You're about to walk into paradise." I'm like, how? I mean, I love that. I believe it, but I mean, I keep having faith and belief, but man, it's hard. Like right now, I'm not in paradise. Right now, it is hard as hell. Right now, things are literally impossible. And like I said, it gets worse before it gets better. But man, it is tough right now, bro. Like I said, people don't get what I just went through. I just went through a whole lot. My life ain't normal. I never claimed it was. Christina and I are gonna, have a semi-normal life, but I will be Batman. So I mean, it's still not gonna be quite normal, but it'll be calm and peaceful. I protect my peace, man. Especially our peace. We're gonna be happy and good. We're just gonna relax and rest and then build our own stuff and work for ourselves. But I just want to say thank you, honey, for just always being there, always having a positive word of encouragement, just always having my back where most people didn't, always loving me. And just thank you for sticking with me and standing by my side through all this. I surely mean that from the bottom of my heart. Okay. And thank you to TJ as well. You know what I mean? For, just being a real friend and actually caring and being, man enough and nice enough to talk it out with me. And we've been cool for a long time, man. Like I said, I mean, it's basically like family. So, it is what it is, man. Sometimes we just get upset, for a valid reason. It is what it is. None of this is his fault. You know what I mean? At all. But like I said, it's a lot for people to take in. That's why I don't expect everybody to fully understand it. But like I said, if anyone out there can donate, that right now would be the time. Like right now. You know what I mean? Would really help me out. But like I said, I don't know what I'm going to do, bro. I don't know what I'm going to do about this bank account. It's just a time crunch right now. I got to get into this next month a little bit, and then things can get a little bit better. I might be able to save everything, but the way it's looking right now, bro, it's going to look like I'm not even going to be able to, like, what am I going to do, bro? You know what I mean? Y'all are they're basically forcing me to have my bank account where it's going to go negative. You know what I mean? And then it's going to eat up my check. I'm not going to have any way to survive or do anything. That's my whole point. Like, it's just sad, man. It's sad that I'm getting treated like this. And this has been going on, what, like 10 times over and over. And this is what I go out my way to avoid. I work hard as hell to try to avoid it and try to make sure it's not happening. But there's only so much you can do, man. I'm human. Things are out of my control. But yeah, just know that Christina makes the rules. I'll be right back. And I love you.